Should we talk in an English accent since we got it with a Robin Hood bow? Waylon asked me last night, said, Dad, I really can't believe you got that with an Indian bow. Old school. It's fun. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a different adrenaline rush when they start coming in, because you know that I had her out there at 25, 30 yards for a while, and I'm sitting there like, look, let's knock 5 yards off. You know, you just up and shoot it with your compound. It's fun. It's actually a lot of fun.
Well, we may have to have a contest with one of these for us, though.
I guarantee you we'll lose some weight. I don't know, we might gain some because we don't have no meat. We're just eating cornbread.
That's exactly, eating bread instead of meat and bread.
We're getting that white bread. We're back to bologna. Woo! We finally got that cold weather right here around Christmas. And it's a little chilly out here. I think I remember right, I can't remember, it was 124, 25, and she field dressed 99, which is big for a southern deer. Or a northern deer is probably just a fawn.
I know it.
But that's a big Georgia deer. But anyway, we're gonna skin her out. And our goal today is we wanna make some jerky. So everybody loves jerky. We don't have any vegans in our crew, so we're also claiming not to be expert jerky makers. I would say 90% of all the deer that we shoot, we grind and cube, and so make good cube steak. You can fry, you can throw it on the grill. You can also put it in a crock pot. My wife did that the other day, really good with some cube and some Lipton, like some soup, like some onion soup, and then also some cream of mushrooms, really good. But in this case, we want to do something different because I've been really lucky this year. I got a bunch of elk ground and cube. I got a bunch of backstrap. And so I want to do some beef jerky, so it'd be good that we could give out. And I got 5 youngins. We got a big crew of people that like jerky, so we're going to try to put us up a pound or 2 of jerky. But mainly we're trying to get the right recipe. I went to Academy and I bought some seasoning. You get some pre-made seasoning. Most all the retailers sell it. You can get it online. And then I got some other stuff. So we're just going to experiment. We're going to make a tray or 2 of this and put it in the dehydrator and just sample it. And then we'll see what we like and kind of what we don't like. But super excited about putting this meat. You make your dehydrator to work. We're going to cut her up and try to make some beef jerky. Obviously some old Cowboy jerky. And so we're going to get started, man. We're going to experiment. And also want to remind you, when you start watching this, be sure to just hit that subscribe button. And want to thank you guys also. Y'all got us over that 100,000 subscriber mark, man. That's pretty cool. So obviously this type of lifestyle, hunting, outdoors, in this case organic meat, that, you know, some of the good Lord's renewable resources that we have here. So if you're in the city or if you're just already in the culture of hunting and understand it, it's always good to learn and know. And we're today trying to learn, because I've always bought beef jerky. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've been somebody who's made a lot of jerky. I've cubed and I've ground a lot of meat, and so that's what I've stuck to. So I'm trying to figure out different ways to utilize these resources. And who don't like beef jerky? So we're going to get started. But subscribe, and thank y'all. And by the way, yeah, it's technically not beef jerky. It's deer jerky, or jerky. I say beef jerky. No, this is venison jerky. So I'm getting the meat out here now. I got it cleaned up, and to kind of let you know what I got the 2 back straps. Here's the tenderloin, and then I deboned a large section of just this meat off the bone. We still got a lot of that ham meat left, but as we're experimenting with the dehydrator and making our first venison jerky here, we're going to make, I guess, what you would consider Cowboy jerky, which would be stripped. We're not going to have ground meat and use our jerky gun on this go around. We're going to completely use, just in our opinion, the best parts of the deer, but we do want to use some of this rump roast, I would call it, or ham, tenderloin, and a back strap. And the first thing I'm going to do is just get all the sinew, all the fat off it. And everything I've ever heard about jerky literally is you want to get all the fat. You know, you want the lean meat as you can. And so we got some different seasons we're going to try. So we're going to get this prepared and get it cut up in strips, and we'll get it on some trays, and we'll mark it and see what we like better. Do we like the jerky off the ham, the tenderloin, or the back straps? My guess is this off the back straps is going to be insanely good. So we start, we'll get all the fat off. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll show you what it's going to look like going on the trays. This is the kind of meat I like to get to. I mean, literally, got it all prepared for jerky. And the first thing I do when I get a deer, the first bite I take is not the liver. Ever. I go to the back strap, and I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut it in strips, and I'm gonna try an experiment because I want to cut some different ways. I'm gonna cut it as thin as I can. I like a kind of that real thin cowboy type jerky, so I want to cut some really thin, and I'm gonna cut some diagonal across this back strap, and I'm gonna try some right down the ridge. And we're gonna probably look toward, I don't know, pieces from this long to even this long, and we're gonna put it here. And then we're gonna season it just with a little dry seasoning and put it in the maker. That's what we're gonna try. Here we go.
Well, that's gonna turn out right there, that backstrap. You can't make no jerky out of that. It's gonna be tough. That'll be some good stuff there. We've done a lot of this stuff, but hey, you never get through learning. I'm gonna leave this world learning something. But one thing about it, we ain't short when it comes to deer meat. We got plenty.
Some of these is getting hard to cut. We're about to throw on that pecan wood grill right now. Let me go, I'm gonna cut this up and leave this in strips, and then we're gonna go ahead and season this, and we can do a tray. That way we can do it. The first tray will be nothing but backstrap. We'll do a tray of the ham and the tenderloin next. The tenderloin, which is inside of the ribs, backstrap, which is obviously right along the spine, and then this we're gonna throw on the grill. So I'm taking any scraps that I think are too hard to get to, we're gonna throw them on the grill and cook them now. And then here is some of that deboned roast meat right off the ham. We're gonna cut it in strips, and then we'll be able to evaluate with our crew what we like best. The way to really get this to exactly the preferred strips or thickness would be to take this, get your meat clean, prepare it, maybe throw it in the freezer, and let it get really cold and frozen to a degree, not completely frozen, but then it's a more rigid meat. And you could take it on that meat slicer there, and you could cut it, I mean, as thin as you wanted or as thick as you wanted. But with this fillet knife, with this meat, I'm kind of chasing it because obviously I just got this doe last night, so she is fresh. When that dehydrates down, that's going to be fine, and that's going to shrink down, and that's going to look, I would think, basically exactly like a piece of jerky you'd buy in the store. And instead of beef, come right off the farm.
Got a little hind quarter. Michael's in there making some jerky, but I got this hind quarter all out, this big old fat doe, so hey, we ain't went to lunch yet, so we making us lunch right here. Little olive oil, little Montreal, and I got one. I put some hot sauce on, olive oil, and Montreal. So we're gonna sample them here in a minute. Yeah, we got two different flavors out here.
Directions, something a man usually don't use. It says for a pound of meat, you want a teaspoon of the cure, which is a cream color, and then a 1.5 teaspoon of the high mountain seasoned, garlic pepper. So here's what we're gonna do. I would say we easily got, I don't have a teaspoon, so we're just gonna wing it. That should get back. That's about 1.5 teaspoons, I would say.
That's about 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons.
Well, we got more than a pound of meat, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, don't ruin my damn video. Man, here he is. I got a backwood, not a backseat driver, backseat cameraman. Yeah. So that's
It's a real thing.
I never heard this kind of banter on Paula Dean's show. Cameraman never said nothing when she was mixing lard. So this is just a little bit of this. Okay, that's about a little smidget there. See, all right, we're gonna try that. Let's a little bit more. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. I think this is gonna be delicious. I hope it is. I just threw a little food grade silicone on here because we don't want this to stick to the tray here.
Probably done enough. Ain't bad. I reckon you'd call that organic. All we need is some white bread. Would be in business.
I mean, I'm thinking we're close to a full tray here. I think there needs to be a little space in between this. Again, I've seen the videos. Actually, a video series I really like that works with the same company here we're working with, this meat product. They turned me on to a lot of this called the Bearded Butchers, I think it is. Man, they got some really cool venison recipes. And so I watched them the other day make some jerky, but it wasn't a cowboy jerky. They made it out of ground deer and it looked delicious. And so we're gonna try that too. I'd like to try some out of elk burger. I think that'd be delicious. Elk has a really good taste to me, just a natural flavor of the meat. A lot of people like just the natural flavors of meat, you know, like if you think about sushi and stuff like that. I don't know, I've always been, I don't know, it seems like in the South, we, you know, especially if you get down to Cajun country, we always seem to spice up our food, sometimes too much. But, you know, if you live in the country, sometimes you eating stuff that ain't, I don't know, it needs a little extra. I mean, a man eating possum, you need some pretty good dry rub and some good marinade. But in this case, this deer meat, oh, it's as fine as you get. And we're gonna know this too. I might have some of this a little too close together, honestly. I might have got too aggressive in trying to fit all this whole back strap on this one tray, but we're gonna go for it. Even that is a learning. So we're gonna set this in here. We're not gonna start it up yet, but there we go. We got us a full tray of venison jerky. So we're gonna lay the other tenderloin and the ham in there. 6 hours later, y'all come back to us and we'll see what we got.
All right.
And try a piece?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Have you tried a little yet?
Little back leg off that dough. Oh yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Mm-mm.
Suckers had all this on the lawn. They'd be there for 200 days.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got a little deed on, so we're not as hungry. You know what I've learned? It always helps plug these suckers in. It never fails.
Yep, good help.
Oh,
power on.
Oh, electricity.
Uh-oh, I heard it. Sound like a microwave.
All right, on. What temperature? I'm gonna crank this thing up to 167. And then the time, let's go 8. And that's it. The hottest this thing will go is 167. And honestly, I actually did research that a little bit. You can cook it for longer at lower temperatures, but I'm going to, and actually 8 might be a little long. I think 6 would be preferable at that highest temperature. But I kind of want this, and we in this group all agree that we want it real dry and kind of brittle. So I want a real cowboy jerky. That's what we're going for. Something that's almost like you pull out of your saddle on Lonesome Dove. We'll see. We'll come back 7-8 hours, see what we got. And if we're hungry enough, I know it's going to be great. Oh, I got this big tray right here. I'm going to throw them right on there. We've been making jerky, so now we done worked up an appetite out here, cold December day just before Christmas. And literally we're having us a cowboy lunch. So we saved up some of this back strap that we did cut jerky. And so now we're gonna throw it on the grill. We actually cooking some of this ham and everything over this open pecan wood fire, and it's so good. I'm convinced John Denver, and he cooked a meal like this, and he wrote that song, "Thank God I'm a country boy." And he had to put in, you know, we got cakes on the griddle, but he was thinking, backstrap on the griddle, got me some sausage and some jerky in the middle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Never heard somebody, thank God I'm a New York City-er, live in the city in a high rise and stuck up here, and all I got me some good fresh coffee and delis. This is your own deli, man. You can make your own deli out here. This is a deli that's always open, as long as you got a little skill set and can hunt and chase something down. And in this case, son, I felt like I went back ishy. Man, like I put one little Geronimo on them, son, with that old Hoyt recurve. This right here, outside of some store-bought seasoning, I mean, We're going back. I think I just smoked her. Big old toe with the recurve. Look at that. Look at that. You can see my bow. How about that? Man, if you're with a woman who is afraid to eat or prepare this for you, beware. And especially women, if you're with a man who don't know nothing about this and definitely don't want to partake, you for sure beware. Beware of going hungry and knowing you probably ain't got somebody that's gonna run to the door for you if danger's knocking. All right, I want you to try this jerky. It's been in here 6 hours. Okay. Well,
I want to try some.
Let's see what we got here. Might be a little warm pulling it out, but we're gonna do it. All right, so this is a little bit different. Look here. Oh yeah, let's try. Oh yeah, you're the beef jerky master. See what you think.
That's the kind that you made me bend.
Just say. I think it's great. Honestly, I love it. It definitely tastes more like Cowboy jerky. I like this a lot, actually. It's not overspiced. That's the back strap. No, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's the back strap, isn't it?
No, I think the back strap's the first. That's the back strap. This is the first we did.
I want to try that strap. It might taste like fruit, but I'll try it.
Taste one, Ryan.
Let me try. Try.
Here, I got one you'll like.
They're not the back strap.
Try that.
That'd be hydrating.
That's good. That's really good. It's not overspiced or nothing.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
How is this good?
Good.
It looks like we got 2 yeses and 1 no, Waylon. You're kind
likes the
of
back
you're
strap.
already voted out.
You like the back strap, don't you? You like that a lot? Yeah, this is the first we put in. And these bigger strips here, that was the ham. Try that, Ryan. That was the, which looks more like, to me, like the Cowboy jerky. Very good. And that's the tenderloin there.
Where's the back
Never had it.
strap?
This is the tenderloin right here. Try this right here, Weather. This is what you'll like.
I've never had jerky fresh off the press.
I know, this is fresh.
It's like a little warm, but
Can't get
awesome.
Can't get no fresher than this. It actually is delicious. You like the ham, Ryan?
Yeah, it's really good. Good flavor.
Let's give a piece of the back strap. We'll call one behind the camera here. He'll drop the camera if it sucks. I think it's good. It's not over seasoned at all.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's good. I think it would be better if we let it cool down before we ate it.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like hot beef jerky is kind of weird.
Yeah, but it's like fresh.
Actually kinda
yeah,
good.
I think it's kind of cool.
I'm definitely gonna try
Never
this
had
out.
it like fresh like that.
Let's do this and let it cool. Set this here. This is the
Back strap.
this right here was what we cut off the rump roast, and this is all back strap here.
I want to try this.
Try that one, see if you like it. We'll let it cool a little bit.
The only thing I hate
That's a
is
lot of meat and dehydrated down, but man, it looks good. That to me is what I think of beef jerky. That's more of that Cowboy style that we was going for. And I have to say, this thing is awesome. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that can throw it in the oven, but this right here is specifically for dehydration and making jerky. We set this sucker on 8 hours. We still had another hour left. Turned it to 167 and it is perfect. I mean, look at this. It's not, I mean, this is cooked perfect. I mean, you can break it. Look, it's still dry enough. And actually, it's not tough. I mean, I've had some jerky that's hard to bite, but that's still tender. And that's right off the rump.
So good.
We do got no.
I'm real happy with that flavor too. It ain't overdid, I don't think.
You're talking about wanting to kind of taste some of the meat too.
It is good out here.
Yeah,
It's got like just a little spice, but you can actually taste the meat like in the backstrap and
I
stuff.
like that garlic and cracked pepper.
It's good stuff.
Heck yeah, I'm satisfied with it. Well, I have to say overall, I'm really pleased. Obviously myself, Cohen is running the camera, and Ryan, we're in it together. Pawpaw ain't here, but very impressed with the Meat You Maker dehydrator. And for our first attempt at making beef jerky, you would think we have tried it, but this is the first time that we've actually made it. And you saw it from a doe I shot last night to we literally quartered him up, cut him up, and made jerky. Waylon come home from school and he's trying it out just before Christmas. So Meat You Maker, all this meat product, thank you. This is amazing. This is some good stuff, man. We will definitely be making more beef jerky. Or, no, not beef jerky. Venison jerky. And I might even bust back my recurve. Y'all subscribe.